Batting second in left field, number 16, London Stanley. Batting third in right field, number 7, Chase Micah. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 14, Abram Sulko. Batting fifth, designated hitter, number 1, Alex Popka. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 12, Jack Labuda. Batting seventh and catching today, number 3, Brady Grove. Batting eighth and on the mound today for the Trojans, number 5, Matt Picorni. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 8, Vance Giroux. And playing center field today for the Tremper Trojans, center fielder, number 2, Joe Hagan. The head coach of the Trojans is John Matera, assisted by Matt Johnson, Stephen Schmidt, and Kyle Kutzler. The manager for the Trojans is Manny Rios. Starting lineups for your Franklin Sabres. Leading off and playing first base, number 25, Nick Hurley. Batting second and playing second base, number 2, Colin O'Brien. Batting third at shortstop, number 1, Anu Lee. Batting fourth and playing left field, number 5, Dominic Walters. Batting fifth and catching today for the Sabres, number 28, Tavin Nass. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 6, Ben Hefter. Batting seventh in center field, number 22, Dylan Hurley. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 24, Prescott Sanford. Batting ninth, designated hitter, number 14, Cooper Menke. And on the mound today for the Sabres, number 3, Cameron Lund. The head coach of the Sabres is Steve Drobot. Varsity assistants, Brandon Wassmiller, Mark Bombian, Alex Smith, and Brandon Yankee. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that if you are able, you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Franklin High School for WIAA Boys Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Elijah Vinks a lot alongside Matthew Peck here. We got a really great matchup in the SEC Conference between the Franklin Sabres and the Kenosha Tremper Trojans. It's a big conference matchup here in the SEC. Listening to the walk-up song for the pitcher, Cameron Lund, he's playing the LeBron James parody of Man in the Mirror. Or I think he's actually playing the actual song. I'm too social media washed these days, but Cameron Lund will take the mound for Steve Drobot on Franklin Sabres. The Sabres come in at 13-4. Kenosha Tremper comes in at 13-3. What is this, an NFL game with how the records are?
Well, I'll say it this way. Both teams are definitely exceeding their expectations this year so far. Kenosha Indian Trail was expected to win this conference by a mile, and there's probably 4 teams in this conference race right now. So it's going to be an interesting finish, that's for sure. Kenosha Tremper is just, definitely just doing something special this year. I mean, I did not expect to see them in first place this late in the year. And, they only got a couple of series left. Kenosha Tremper, if they take care of business in this series, they got to play Oak Creek the last series, but they might be able to take care of business and actually win their Southeast Conference title here. John Mateer, one of those coaches that it's pretty popular. A lot of people know who he is. Pretty well known around the area.
Leading off the top of the first for the Trojans, second baseman, number 17.
The Penn State commit, Ethan Bauerschmidt, will lead things off for us here. A beautiful day from Franklin High School. Clear skies, 70 degrees around first pitch here. Couldn't ask for better baseball weather on this Wednesday evening.
That's right. Beautiful week this week, and next week we might be back in our, cold weather clothes. It's crazy. There we go.
Short sleeves and shorts here as Cameron Lund. Getting ready to dial the first pitch in, and it's a grounder on the first pitch to the shortstop, Anu Lee. Down to first base for out number 1. At first base is number 25, Nick Hurley. So 1 out on the first pitch, and that will send up number 16.
Yeah, it was a good
Ethan, or no. Stanley will come up now. Takes that pitch high, ball 1.
Yeah, it was a good piece of pitching to start the game for Cameron Lund. He gave Bauerschmidt a pitch to attack on right away, and, he went right after it and grounded out to the shortstop.
1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, a big cut at that fastball. 1-1 the count now on London Stanley. He lines this one to left field. It's going to fall down for a base hit right in front of Dominic Walters, and it's going to be a base hit for Kenosha Tremper, a 1-out base hit. So 2 quick hard contacts for Tremper. One of them a ground out, one of them a base hit to left. And now that will send up number 7, Chase Micah, with 1 out gone by.
Yeah, it's Cameron Lund obviously delivering a lot of strikes here early on. Kenosha Tremper taking advantage of contact.
And now he's going to line this one to center field and goes through the glove of Anu Lee, and a base hit to center field out to Dylan Hurling, and that's another base hit for Micah. So the bats really making some noise early on for Kenosha Tremper. That hard grounder for Bauerschmidt and 2 line hard hits. And that will set up Solko, the cleanup hitter.
This is a different Kenosha Tremper team. I'm used to them, just trying to win by 2 runs because, they got a really good pitching staff, but they're really attacking on the offensive side. I don't know what they're going to rule that over there. That was kind of a hard bounce to Anu Lee over there at shortstop. Don't think we got it quite on camera, but it was close. But, it was quite a hard play. It might have been ruled a single. We'll see.
Abram Solko up to the bat right now for Kenosha Tremper.
Well, I like the way Kenosha Tremper's just attacking right away on the first pitch. They're going right at him. Like you said, Lund has less than a 1 ERA right now. Cameron Lund, the starting pitcher for Franklin. So clearly an ace for the Sabres this year.
Went 6 innings against Oak Creek without giving up a run his last start. He's a big bullpen guy, but only his 3rd start of the season. 2 coming against Racine Park and Oak Creek. 1-0 pitch. It's just a little bit low ball, too. 2-0 the count now on Abram Soko. Stanley and Micah on second and first with 1 out gone by in the top of the first inning.
Today's one of those days you can actually stand to sit outside. I mean, it's not too cold.
2-0 pitch is taken down in the dirt. 3-0 the count, and Cam Lund starting to lose it a little bit on the mound against Abram Soko. Got to try to find the zone here. 3-0 pitch. Checking second base. Downstairs for ball 4, and that loads the bases. Abram Soko reaches on, so a ground out and 2 base hits, and now a 4-pitch walk. Not the picture-perfect start that Cameron wanted, and now that will send up Alex Popka, number 1, to try to break this game through open to start the game for Kenosha Tremper.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, Kenosha Tremper, I mean, they, like I talked about earlier, they're just showing some good things, this year as a baseball team. Not a lot of people expected Kenosha Indian Trail was expected to be the best baseball team in Kenosha by far.
One's taken inside for strike 1. After 4 straight balls from Cameron Lund, he finally gets one to go in the zone. 1 pitch. Taken just a little bit outside, ball 1, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, Kenosha Tremper, I mean, they got this bases loaded situation, 1 out. They definitely got to try to get a couple of runs across here because Franklin, didn't score a single run yesterday against Ethan Bauerschmidt, the starting pitcher, Penn State commit for Tremper. So you're going to have to, Franklin's definitely going to be trying to score today after getting shut out yesterday at Tremper High School.
1-1 pitch. Ooh, just missed that right outside corner, and it's ball 2, 2-1 the count with 1 out when the bases loaded for Kenosha Tremper. 2-1 pitch. Right at the top of the zone. Good pitch from Cameron Lund to put it there, and the count goes to 2-2 now. What do you think the approach should be right here for Popka?
That's a huge difference because you got 3-1. You never know, you might walk in a run. Now you got 2 strikes. Now you definitely got to protect here because you got bases loaded, 1 out. You're going to try to get the ball in play here.
2-2 pitch. And he grounds that one foul right to us.
Yeah, right to us. So, yeah, he's going to stay alive. He's just got to go, he's got to get the ball in play somehow. I know, obviously, the worst case scenario is a double play and Franklin gets out of it. And that's the best case scenario for Franklin. But, you just got to maybe get a sac fly or something here to the outfield.
2-2 pitch again. Taken high and upstairs for ball 3. So where do you go here? It's the full count, 1 out, bases loaded. Alex Popka in a really good spot.
Yeah, obviously for Alex Popko, you got to take ball 4 if it's low and get the run home and get an RBI walk. But you got to figure out a way to get this ball in play. You cannot take strike 3 here. Definitely not either.
Full count. Popka hits this one high in the air. Pop up to right field. Sanford has it. The runner tags Stanley. The throw to the plate is not in time, and Tremper gets on the board first via sac fly from Alex Popka. It looked like Prescott Sanford taking his time a little bit in the outfield to get that one to home plate to Nass, who's behind the plate today. So that's 2 outs down. I think that's, if you're Franklin, you live with that scenario.
Absolutely.
You get 1 more out of it. Now that sends up Jack Labuda. So we got through 6 batters as we got runners at first and second base. He's going to line that one foul right to the back screen. Thankfully that fence, goes all the way out. Otherwise, it could definitely hit some cars out there.
Yeah,
Although if you do hit a home run out to the outfield, out to 51st Street, it's right there.
Yeah. Newly addition stoplight over there just a little bit to the south.
1 pitch taken outside, 1-1 now on Jack Labuda. Cam lined up to 18 pitches on the evening so far. One deals. Big swing and a miss from Labuda, and it's 1-2 now on Jack. Figure you go with, if you're Cam Lund here, you try to go out of the zone and try to make him miss.
Yeah, definitely. You're up in the count. You got to go just waste or pitch. You can't throw it right down the middle, especially with 2 guys on the base.
1-2. Downstairs, missed just a little bit. 2-2 the count now on Jack Labuda. And Labuda pops this one up to left field. Dominic Walters has it, and Franklin gets out of it with just 1 run. A couple of pairs of hits and a walk, and a sacrifice fly for Kenosha Tremper puts them up 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. Franklin bats coming up right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Back here on Zaleski Sports as we head to the bottom of the first inning, leading off on the mound for Kenosha Tremper, John Matera. He's sending out, let's see, number 5, Matt Picorni.
Picorni, yep. There you go.
Yep, on the mound today for Kenosha Tremper. And the lineup for Franklin, batting first, number 25, Nick Hurley, first baseman. Batting second, number 2, Colin O'Brien. Batting third, number 1, Anu Lee. Batting fourth, number 5, Dominic Walters. Batting fifth, number 28, Tavin Nass. Batting sixth, number 6, Ben Hefter. Batting seventh, number 22, Dylan Hurling. Batting eighth, number 24, Prescott Sanford. And batting ninth, to round things out for Steve Drobots, hitting the designated hitter, Cooper Menke.
Yeah, Franklin's going to have to take a definite aggressive approach, I think, here in the first inning. Obviously, like I mentioned last inning, they were shut out yesterday by Kenosha Tremper. Going against Ethan Bauerschmidt, a lot of teams do not find success against Ethan Bauerschmidt.
They got 1 run against him.
Oh, they did get 1 run against him?
Yeah, they got 1 run against Tremper.
Okay.
I don't think it was against Ethan, but...
Well, I know Ethan went 6 1/3, so he nearly finished the game. He finished with 101 pitches, so he had to get pulled. But he had a heck of an outing once again yesterday. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, this is such a close conference race right now. For Kenosha Tremper, if they somehow put a sweep in this conference race, they could really be in the gear, because I think they got a couple lighter opponents, and they got Oak Creek the final week. But it's going to be really hard to do that against a very decent Franklin team here.
So here we go, bottom of the first. First pitch taken right inside for strike 1 on Nick Hurley. Big swing and a miss at the second pitch. 0-2 the count on Hurley.
So, yeah, quickly down 1-2 already. I mean, 0-2 already, so, I mean.
And that one taken right through. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from Nick Furley. And 3-pitch strikeout for Picorni to start the game.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where it's one of those situations, especially as a leadoff hitter, if that ball's coming right in that strike zone, you got to be aggressive as a leadoff hitter, because you need to try to get the tempo going for, you know, a team that's down 1-0 right now. And that's actually the best case scenario for Franklin right now.
First pitch taken down low for Colin O'Brien, who's playing second base today for Franklin. 1-0 pitch taken just outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Colin O'Brien. 2-0 pitch. Downstairs, down low again, so 3-0 now. So what started off with the 3 straight strikes on the 3-pitch strikeout now turns into 3 balls and no strikes on the next batter. O'Brien, 3-0 pitch downstairs. And the exact opposite of that first at-bat, Colin O'Brien draws a 4-pitch walk right after Picorni struck out on 3 pitches. Struck out Firthy. So now Anu Lee will come up to the plate now, playing shortstop for Franklin, as they got Colin O'Brien at first now with 1 out gone by in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, Anu Lee is one of those players that he takes a little bit between second and short.
That pitch is taken down low. 5 straight balls now thrown by Picorni.
Now, if I'm Franklin, I'm waiting until he throws a strike until I swing again.
I remember hearing that strategy from the Pony League Rockies yesterday.
Yeah.
So 1-0 pitch on Anu Lee. And that one goes down just low again. So 6 straight balls now, 2-0 the count on Anu Lee. And I think if I'm Steve Drobart right here, you hit, like you said, let him try to throw a strike first.
Absolutely.
2-0 pitch. Just downstairs, and to make that 7 straight balls thrown from Picorni now.
I know you don't want to give him one right down the middle, but it's 3-0. You got to go right down the middle here.
Anu Lee, I would expect a full take here as a pickoff attempt to first to Jack Labuda. Thought not a too big of a lead for Colin O'Brien, but a pretty decent one. So we'll do a 3-0 pitch again. That's downstairs, make it 8 straight balls thrown in a row and 2 straight walks for Picorni. And all of a sudden the command kind of off a little bit as now Franklin's got first and second with Anu Lee at first and Colin O'Brien at second. And that will send up Dominic Walters, who's playing left field today. Also one of the big stars on the football team for Lewis Brown's team on Franklin.
I was going to say, we got to mention that aspect. You know, he's
safety for the team.
He wasn't the kid that had 5 interceptions 5 weeks in a row, like not this year, but last year.
I believe he's a junior right now too.
Yeah, so you'll see him back out there right behind us in this football stadium, right behind us next year, just a couple months from now, actually.
Now first and second because of 2 walks. And
boy.
Now there's another ball from Picorni. Make that 9 straight for him.
Yeah, you got to attack here now. I know you're probably concerned about giving up a hit here.
I would assume if he throws maybe even 1 or 2 more balls here, they might even take a mound visit.
Yeah.
1-0 pitch. Picorni. That one's right down the middle for strike 1. That's got to feel good after throwing 9 straight.
That's the pitch that makes you feel better. That makes the pitch get you in the groove now because you're like, now I got my strike in there. Now it's 1 ball, 1 strike, and I'm just as much in it.
Now it feels like Franklin. I mean, now that he's thrown a strike, maybe try to attack if he gets a good pitch to hit. 1-1 pitch. That one's taken high and upstairs. 2-1 the count now on Dominic Walters. Franklin very patient early on, though. That's safe to say.
That's for sure.
Staying really calm against the top front runners of the SEC conference right now.
Yeah, Kenosha Tremper kind of peaked out of the water this year in terms of conference standings. Not expected where they are currently.
2-1 pitch right on that right side of the corner of the strike zone. 2-2 the count now, and all of a sudden Dominic Walters might have to go into a little bit of chase mode here, but maybe Picorni tries to go outside the zone to get him chasing here. So guys on first and second, 1 out, 2-2 on Dominic Walters. And he lines this one to right field, and it's going to fall for a base hit right in front of Micah. Anu Lee goes a third. Colin O'Brien scores, and it's an RBI single for Dominic Walters to tie the game at 1. And that's just the right approach right there, staying very disciplined at the plate and getting the right pitch to hit. That was a very fast sinking ball on a liner from Dominic Walters for an RBI single.
Yeah, that was perfect from Walters right there. You know, took advantage of it. He put that in the right spot, right on the right field line between the first baseman, Labuda, and then the right fielder too. So, you know, he did a good job that time just sticking it down that line. And it popped up in the air too, where it was hard to catch because, you know, that catch with that first baseman behind the back is quite a bit hard, and, you know, even for Labuda right there. So
all of a sudden, Picorni struggling a little bit on the mound. Ooh, almost picked him off at throw. He got him at first base on a pickoff attempt to Dominic Walters. And the walks have been an issue for Picorni, that one base hit, but the pickoff attempt is true.
Yeah. We don't have 2 cameras, so unless he literally told me that he's throwing back, we cannot get the camera over there really
So
well.
2 outs gone by now as Nass, the catcher, comes up to bat, swings and misses at the first pitch. That's a huge out for Picorni. Matt Picorni delivers the pitch, and it's foul to the back screen. Tavin Nass, one of the newer names for Franklin. I haven't heard his name last year.
Yeah.
Right? One of the new pieces of this rotation as he takes a strike inside the zone. And Tremper gets out of a jam here with the pickoff attempt and strikeout from Nass. And it's 1-1 even after 1 inning. We'll head to a thrilling second inning coming up after this on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Back here from Franklin High School, Elijah Vincelata alongside Matt Peck here for the start of the top of the second inning in this top 4 matchup in the SEC Conference with Kenosha, Tremper, and Franklin. 1-1, it's only fitting that the first inning, both teams score a run. Both teams were threatening, but the defense saves the day on both sides of the ball. So we head to the top of the second inning. And why don't we talk about the school a little bit here at Franklin. A couple more years, they're getting a brand new field house for basketball and track, right? Is it?
Yep.
Like it's like a basketball type field house. So they don't, the gym right now, they're not gonna have to worry. They're gonna be hosting sectionals in a couple of years probably with how big of a field house they're getting.
That will feel good once they get to host sectionals here. That will feel great. So, it's one of the, like I talked about last time, there's a lot at stake in this series. Franklin's technically in 3rd place right now. Oak Creek, I think, just has a half a game.
Game and a half ahead of Franklin right now. A win could put them half a game out. Tremper 11-3 in conference. Franklin 9-4.
I think Franklin has a game against Case they still have to make up.
Yeah.
Or with somebody earlier in the year in conference. That's why it's all a little bit out of even.
Both these teams, if you think about it, Tremper opened up their year losing to Lake Geneva Badgers 7-0, and Franklin opened up their season losing to Racine Park.
Case.
Racine Park. Case, jeez. Pardon me on that. I get some of the Racine schools mixed up sometimes with the names. Team names, I should say. So now Cameron Lund comes out for the second inning. Not too bad of a ball on the fastball. One taken high and upstairs, ball 2 on another fastball. Brady Grove leading off things for Tremper. Fouls that one off right to the back screen. On deck is Picorni, the pitcher. Two-one pitch inside, strike 2. 2-2 the count now on Grove.
Yeah, you just got to attack here now because, last inning Kenosha Tremper put together a little rally, and Franklin was lucky just to get out with 1 run. But even last inning, Kenosha Tremper was lucky as well.
One taken down low and outside. Now we had the full count, 3-2 now on Brady Grove. And he lines this one to right center field. That's going to go to the gap, and behind Prescott Sanford.
Uh-oh.
And Grove's going to round second.
He's easy at
Sanford just
third.
getting the ball. He's easily going to get a triple here, standing. And a misplay in the outfield from Prescott Sanford. Are they going to score that? Like, you think that's going to be a double and an error possibly? Or
I
is it just
think
a triple?
so. I mean, it depends. It might even be a single in error because I think when that ball got past him, he was only at first base.
He didn't have a chance to really cut it off, as Grove is the catcher, so he will be pinch ran.
I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, legitimately, this is really good Kenosha Tremper team we are witnessing right now. I mean, they're, you know, in the past we talked about them a little bit. They said, you know, that just the hitting was the question, but right now their hitting's looking pretty good. I mean, plus they got Bowerschmidt over there in the pitching end. I mean, they might be a threat down the stretch. And
They're scoring it a triple on Game Changer. Picorni fouls off the first pitch. Matt Picorni is the starting pitcher today for Kenosha Tremper, getting his first at-bat of the night. Looking to put Tremper right back up in front. 0-1 the count with pinch runner on third base. He's going to line this one right to the pitcher camera, and great reflexes. That was a hard liner too. Tremper hasn't hit all their hits have been juiced pretty much, I should say. Like those balls have been hit pretty hard today.
yes, absolutely. And that was actually a heck of a catch over there by the pitcher, Cameron Lund. You know, that's huge too because the runner can't move up on that.
It's Jaden Lee who's the pinch runner right now on third base for the catcher, Grove. So now that will send up Vance Giroux. The 9-hitter for Tremper. 0-1 the count on him. And we'll take it inside for strike 2.
Yeah, you know, you just got to attack here. I mean, like I mentioned before, there's a runner in third for Tremper. So, I mean, you got to keep that in mind. It's just a sac fly for Tremper can get him in the lead here. Just something simple like that, even possibly a slow roller grounder can too.
And that one's going to be grounded right to first base. Great play by Furley to get the outs and just tap on first. And how about that? After a leadoff triple from Brady Grove, 2 aware infield outs on hard screaming balls. And all of a sudden we're at 2 outs in the inning without Franklin giving up a run.
Yeah, and like I mentioned to you last night, I said 2 outs is bigger than 3 outs. I've seen a lot of teams going 6-7 run threats with 2 outs. So, I mean, it's one of those things where you got to get that third out now. I mean, 2 outs feels great. You think you're so close, but you got to get that one more out here.
So now the Penn State commit back up to the top of the order, Ethan Bowerschmidt. 0 for 1, he pops it up in the air to the first baseman. Furley has it, and he's calling, and he catches it at the wall. And Franklin, after a leadoff triple from Kenosha Tremper from Grove, they keep the game at 1-1 and get out of another jam. That's been the story of the game as we head to the bottom of the second here on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
At Fleet Farm, we're all about your everyday, but not just any old day. Here, every day's opening day. Every day's a school day. Every day's a monster day. And every day is too short. Whatever makes your day, Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life.
Back here for the start of the second inning here on Zaleski Sports. Elijah Vinksala alongside Matt Peck here. 1-1 ball game between Tremper and Kenosha Tremper and Franklin in the best of 3 series in the SEC Conference. They do their series as best, or I guess it's not a playoff series, I guess, but Tremper took the first game 6-1 on, was it yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Game 3 will be on Friday back at Kenosha Tremper. First pitch taken outside as Picorni comes back on the mound for his second inning of work. Ben Hefter leading off things for Franklin. Another big Lewis Brown product on the football team as well.
Yeah.
0-2 the count on him early. 0-2 pitch taken downstairs, ball 1.
You know, Hefter scared me there for a minute. You know,
Huh.
he's down 0-2. I mean, that pitch was kind of a little bit close. I mean, don't ever want to go down strike out looking on 3 straight pitches where you don't swing. So
1-2. Fouls it off right to the back screen. Do the 1-2 over again. Matt Picorni has pitched 23 pitches tonight so far. 1-2 pitch again. Timeout called from Ben Hefter. And Hefter pops this one up in the air. Right to the press box. Hit the top of the press box. Great accuracy from Ben Hefter, the press box of the football stadium, I should say, to be more
he
specific.
went to the football stadium?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it went inside the stadium, too. 1-2 pitch again, lined to deep center field, but plenty of room, almost running out of room. Hagen makes the catch. Center field, almost hit it to dead center field. That was at least 350 feet. At least 10 feet away from the home run track. Or he had to catch that one all the way out to the warning track, I should say. So now that will send up Dylan Hurling.
Well, both these teams, I mean, especially if you have a series, you should be glad that you're not playing tomorrow. Because you'd be, I mean, if our weathermen lie again, maybe we'll be in that situation. But you'll be in that makeup game situation if you probably play tomorrow. So you'll be just finishing up and running for the shelter. You know, it's a beautiful day now.
Good thing they have off tomorrow then.
Yeah, for this series' sake, yes.
Friday's game, as that one's going to be bounced, a grounder to Soko, fielding it over to Jack Labuta too late, and the speed of Dylan Hurling beats the throw of Soko at third base. I think they're going to score that infield single. It was definitely a high chopper. Now the right fielder Prescott Sanford will come to bat here, batting 8th, with 1 out gone by in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Sanford chases at the first pitch. This is popped up to deep left field, and it will be caught by Stanley. Hurling will retreat. So now a couple hard hit balls from Franklin, and we're already at 2 outs. Beck, I have a feeling. I mean, this game, it's gonna be a low scoring game, and I think it's gonna be close the whole way through. It's just has the rendering for that.
But Kenosha Tremper, I mean, just coming into this game, I didn't expect them to attack like they are on offense, and that's a really good, promising sign, especially in the sectional. There's sectional. I mean, not gonna say this in a bad way, but it's not that strong compared to some other sections they could be in. I mean, you got Oak Creek. I mean, you got Franklin right here. You got Union Grove down there, and you got Indian Trail. And
so Cooper Menke will pull up now as Hurling will steal second. The ball gets down for a ball at the back screen. A stolen base for Dylan Hurling.
I think we would call right there. I'm trying to think if the ball got wild. I think we would call that a pass ball.
Yeah. Cooper Menke at the plate, the designated hitter for Franklin tonight. Another thing I noticed here as well, I'll say it after this next pitch. Take it downstairs for ball 2. They don't have any lights here, so
no,
I mean, if this game goes super far, given that it goes to like 10 innings or something, which I'm not trying to jinx it, obviously, but
well, it's actually kind of funny because I never realized they didn't have lights here.
Yeah, I was just looking around too. 2-0 pitch to Cooper Menke, checking on Hurling at second. That one's outside, 3-0. Picorni, he walked 2 batters straight through 9 straight balls. Starting to fall a little bit behind once again. 2 walks on the day he's thrown. Up to 31 pitches. .30 pitch. That one's taken downstairs for ball 4. And once again, the command's starting to get a little bit out of hand for Cooper Menke. And guys on first and second for the Sabres.
Now batting for the Sabres first baseman, number 25, Nick Furley.
So now Nick Furley back up to the top of the order for Franklin. Fairly struck out his first time up. Guys on first and second, he takes downstairs for ball 1. And I think you go back to that signal again where you don't swing until he throws another strike.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing if I'm the batter. That's for sure.
1-0 pitch taken just downstairs for ball 2. So make that 6 straight balls thrown once again for Picorni. He's had his sequences in both these first 2 innings where he's kind of lost his command a little bit. Timeout called.
Very smart timeout there because, you know, he read that the pitcher was taking a while. You know, he was kind of holding him in there. So very good. You don't want to get too tense in that batter's box.
2-0 pitch. Deals it inside for strike 1. 2-1 the count now on Nick Furley. And he lines this one for a base hit to left field. The runner is going to come all the way around and score hurling, and going to second base is Furley, and it's an RBI double for Nick Furley, and that puts Franklin up. It's hard to see that ball at first.
Well, technically it'll be ruled a single.
Yep.
But the runner advanced on the throw.
RBI single for Nick Furley on a 2-out double to left field, or single, I should say. And what do they call that? I don't know.
He advanced on the throw because he didn't run to second until the guy threw it to
single,
home.
But advanced to second and third there.
Yep.
So now Menke at third and Furley at second, and that'll set up Colin O'Brien, who walked on 4 pitches his first time up. It's the right idea for Franklin. Get the top of the order up and do a little bit of damage. That one's fouled out to the back screen. Strike 2. 0-2 the count on Colin O'Brien. That one taking a little bit outside, ball 1.
Yeah, just if you're Franklin, you just got to, get good pitch selection because, there's been a lot of command issues with Tremper especially. A couple of those runs came via Tremper walk later in the inning, so, you just got to deal with the command.
Just checked his swing that time, O'Brien did, as the count goes to 2-2 now. Only in the bottom of the second inning here, but one thing to watch out for, Matt Picorni up to 40 pitches.
2-2, 2 outs. You gotta be ready for that strike, that's for sure, if you're in the batter's box for Franklin.
2-2 pitch. Fouled it off and stays alive on the 2-2 pitch. The 2-2 on over again. He's going to ground this one over to the third baseman, Soko. Overthrows it at third base, and a runner is going to score. Menke easily comes to the plate. Is that 2 runs that are coming in? Yeah.
Wow.
So Menke and Furley advanced on an error on the throw from Soko to Jack Labuda out of reach, and Franklin is just like that, up 4-1.
It's not the thing you wanted to do there if you're Tremper with 2 outs. You rushed the throw, and you threw it to first base, and it goes over Labuda's head, and just like that, you give up 2 runs on an error.
Kind of already just broke the game open for Franklin as Anu Lee comes up to the plate now. They're going to call that an error, right? Because that was some tough grounders, though, for Tremper in the infield so far, but going to call that error on Soko at third base. Kind of had a weird throw to it.
Yep.
Anu Lee had a 1-0 count.
Yeah, just a killer on Tremper's end. You get out of the inning, you're only down 2-1. Now it's a 4-1 game. And, the way they're attacking, though, on the ball, they're definitely not out of it. Because they've shown some good offense today. Almost every player's put the ball in play for Tremper.
That 1-0 pitch is taken inside for strike 1. 1-1 the count on Anu Lee. Walked his first time up on 4 pitches. That one taken just outside for ball 2, 2-1 the count now. Two-one pitch. Oh, big hack that time and fouled back from Lee.
Yeah, so once again, we're at that 2 balls, 2 strikes type of count. So you got to be ready if you're Lee in the batter's box right there.
2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Runner goes. He grounds this one over to the shortstop. The throw over to first. He kind of bobbled it, and it's going to get away from him. Guru didn't really have the right beat on it, and O'Brien advances to third. And I think they're going to call that another error.
You know, this has just been if you ask me, it's been a...
Franklin just taking advantage of the miscues in the infield for Kenosha Tremper.
You know, I just didn't like that setup, especially where the ball was hit. And, you know, John Matero's coming out. I think we might see a pitching change here.
Already? Sometimes he could just be talking, right?
Yeah, but that was just an ugly play right there because, you know, the second baseman and the shortstop converging right there. They both look like they were going for the ball, and then one trips over the other, and he kind of forces the throw, and that's kind of how the error happened. And now you could
I think he's just trying to calm them down a little bit here. I feel like the guys in the infield just trying to get a little too ahead of themselves right now. So Franklin scores 3 runs on 2 errors, 2 costly errors. And guess what? They all came with 2 outs.
Yep.
So Kenosha Tremper, it all goes back to that play when Sokol had a play to throw at first base. And that ended up scoring 2 runs after he overthrew it. Now Dominic Walters comes up to the plate with runners on the corners. O'Brien at third and Anu Lee at first. I think it all goes back to the walks, too, that he's throwing as he's going to hack at the first pitch and foul it outside the stadium for strike 1.
Yeah, you know, for Tremper, it's the errors, too, because you think about that one where it was 2-1. They get a good throw to first base. 2 runs score on that error past the butte over there, so.
One pitch runner goes to second, and they're not even going to. Grove isn't even going to think about throwing it. It's an easy stolen base from Anu Lee. So now second and third with a 1-1 count on Dominic Walters. Base hit can really break this game open.
That's
even more.
That's absolutely correct. And, you know, Franklin gets that base hit. You might just start looking at, you know, talking with your pitcher because it's 6 runs in 2 innings. I know some of it's not all his fault.
This is pitch number 50. This one's lined to left center, and it's going to fall for a base hit. 2 runners score. O'Brien and Lee are safe, and it's a 2 RBI single from Dominic Walters, who's 2 for 2 on the night. And now it's 6-1 Franklin. And those errors really come back costly from Sokol and Guru.
Just think about this, though. I think most of these runs have come with 2 outs. So, I mean, that's 5 runs probably with 2 outs, at least 4 runs with 2 outs. So just probably one of the worst innings you could ask for if you're a Kenosha Tremper.
First pitch taken inside on Nass. Tavin Nass. One taken inside. Walters going to second, and
I think
he's safe. No call still. I mean, I'm just going to call it safe. I'm going to call it stolen base from Dominic Walters, and now 0-2. I guess you could say the best part of it right now is that Tavin Nass is at an 0-2 count. He's 0 for 1 on the day with 1 strikeout on the day. So 0-2 pitch. checking right in the inside for strike 3. Well, Franklin does a lot of damage here because a couple of costly errors and a base hit, and now it breaks the game open to 6-1. Franklin, a 5-run lead as we head to the top of the 3rd inning on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
We head to the top of the 3rd inning here. A very motivational talk from Kenosha Tremper as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. 6-1 lead for Franklin. But, I mean, I'll say a couple words. He said, he just said, wake up. I mean, that's kind of what has to happen. It feels like some of the guys, some of the guys in the infield that last inning weren't really, I don't want to say like wake, they weren't awake, but they were definitely like caught off guard. I mean, if they didn't have some of those errors, this game could have still been within reach here.
That's correct.
Not saying obviously it's over yet, but we head to the top of the 3rd inning, and Franklin all of a sudden, it was a tie game last inning. We're at a 5-run lead now for the Sabres.
Yeah, they just did something.
Vice versa the score of the last game right now.
Franklin just came through and did a lot of good things last inning too. I mean, they, like I said, they scored a couple of errors right there. Kenosha Tremper, 2-1 game. It's 2 outs, and he had to overthrow to the first baseman, and that's brought him 2 runs. So, it's a killer right there.
First pitch taken inside for strike 1 on Stanley. London Staley with the 0-1 count. Big swing and a miss right there. 0-2 now on London Stanley. This will be a huge win if Franklin could get it, though, if they could really just bounce back after a pretty bad performance to open it up yesterday. This one's going to be lined to the second baseman. Good hop from Colin O'Brien to first base to Nick Furley for out number 1. It's a hard grounder, but great pick from Colin O'Brien for out number 1.
Yeah, we talk about especially Tremper State. They've only lost 2 conference games, and they both were Kenosha Indian Trail. And the final one was at the Kingfish Stadium. It was close for a while, and then the Indian Trail kind of went on their run. But Franklin conference losses have been, I got to think about this. Case was one of them.
Oak Creek once.
Yep.
Tremper.
Yeah, there we go. There you go. Yep, that's 3 right there.
So that ball's taken high and upstairs.
And Steve Drobot's team, since that Case loss, has really rattled back. You don't see like a team like Franklin Oak Creek lose to Case quite a lot, so it was one of those things where like, oh, wow. And Case has definitely gotten better down there too, but, they weren't expected to be anywhere like on top of the conference. But
big swing and a miss on the 1-0 pitch to Micah, Chase Micah has a base hit on the day. One pitch to Micah is grounded over right back to Colin O'Brien. Good hop on it and a good pick from Furley at first base for 2 outs. The good old-fashioned 4-3 putout.
Exactly.
Both times.
Yeah.
Both outs so far.
He's hitting the ball the same spot Christian Yelich always does.
You know what? I mean, I'll say this as a good story as, Sokol comes up to the plate now. I mean, me, you, and a couple friends have been starting that conspiracy theory that he's only been hitting 1 home run a week and then nothing really else happens.
Yeah, I guess we haven't been that wrong about it.
No. 0-1 pitch on Sokol. Abram Sokol at the plate. That one's grounded over to the pitcher. Cameron Lund going to throw it over to first. And a 1-3 put out to get through. A couple of ground outs at the top of the third inning. No runs for Tremper. Good outing so far from Cameron Lund as we head to the bottom of the third inning.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcasts. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com. Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, we head to the bottom of the third inning here. 6-1 lead for the Franklin Sabres on Kenosha Tremper. Look a little bit into the schedules here of both teams. Kenosha Tremper, after this, they will have a finale third game series against Franklin on Friday at 4:30 at home against the Sabres. Then on Saturday, they will host the Greenfield Hustlin' Hawks at 10 a.m. Greenfield not having the best season.
No.
The next week they have a 3-game set against Racine Park. And in the middle of their series on Thursday, they will play South Milwaukee on the road at 4:45 p.m. And then they round out their season to end the month with Oak Creek on a 3-game series, which should be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, that many conference implications could come down that final one, and even Franklin. I think Franklin still got to see Indian Trail.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there you go right there, too. Another one.
I think if there's a team, as that one's taken inside for strike one, 1-1 the count on Ben Hefter. I think there's a team that really put pressure on Indian Trail early on. It was Oak Creek.
Yeah.
That's why this conference is so wide open, and it makes it so incredible about it.
It wasn't supposed to be this way from early projections.
One's popped outside of the to the back screen.
Yeah, this conference is just a funny moment because after the first weekend, I said, oh, Oak Creek's going to win this conference now. As a young team, and now I'm like, oh, well, now Franklin's going to win this conference after they beat Oak Creek.
1-2 pitch is taken just low for ball 2. Hefter 0 for 1 on the day with grounded out his first timer or lined out as he's going to line this one right through the gap to center field. Hagen will field it cleanly, and it will be a leadoff base hit for Ben Hefter. And that'll send up
Now batting for Franklin,
center fielder number 22, Dylan Hurling. So now Franklin, I mean, the bats haven't been super loud today, but I mean, they've been making pretty good contact and some hard choppers that have caused a couple of errors and a couple of runs in that bottom of the second inning. Picorni now up to 58 pitches. We'll figure there might be getting somebody loose soon for Tremper. Oh, he's going to signal for a bunt. That one's going to fall down, and they might not even be able to field that at first. They won't. The runner's going to go to third base. Nobody's covering. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Chaos in the infield for Tremper again. So that was a base hit still from Hurling, right?
Yeah, technically, because, you know, he laid the bunt down. It's still, yes, a base hit.
So a bunt on the base hit. I think it was the pitcher Picorni that tried to field it. Threw it over to first, not in time, and good awareness from Ben Hefter to get over to third because nobody was covering third base. So I think it's going to come back to bite Tremper again, Matt Peck.
Yeah,
with
I mean,
a couple of infield mistakes. So runners on the corners with no outs. Prescott Sanford comes up to bat. He's safe at first base on the pickoff. Picorni threw one guy off.
Yeah, this is a situation. You're first and third, no outs. You steal the runner because they're not likely going to throw it out unless they run one of those plays because you can give up the run at home. So
safe at first base. That was pretty close. Jack Labuda, he wanted the call that time.
I could tell. I mean, it was close. I mean, sorry we didn't get the camera over there, but yeah, it was close over there, and they're really worried about the kid at first base there. Yeah, there he goes.
1-0 pitch, runner goes to second base, and nobody covering, and a stolen base from Dylan Hurling. So
There's
now
my
we got
play.
runners on second and third base, and a base hit can make this thing an 8-1 ball game for Franklin.
Yeah, it's, you know.
I don't think it's a good sign right now for that Tremper that Franklin's bats are starting to heat up even more too now. 1-0 pitch on Sanford. He's going to ground this one over right up the middle for a base hit. 2 runners will score. And an RBI single as a throw to the plate, not in time, and Hefter and Hurling score. And now it is an 8-1 ball game for the Sabres, and this one is getting out of hand, folks.
Yeah, I mean, Sabres have really come to hit today, and, you know, compared to what they did yesterday.
They saw what happened on Tuesday when they couldn't get off a hit on Ethan Bauerschmidt and saying, let's take advantage of it today against Matt Picorni. And just 2 innings through, 8 runs come across for the Sabres. Sophomore Prescott Sanford getting a lot more playing time this year, earning the starting job once again.
Yeah, Franklin definitely showing up on the offensive part, and that's, you know, that's the part that they need to show up on. Obviously, late down the stretch here.
7 hits on the day for Franklin. And believe it or not, 4 out of the 7 hits came from the bottom of the order. There's now Cooper Menke will come up to the bat now. And keep in mind, no outs still.
You know, it's funny because we were talking about this series yesterday, and you told me how Kenosha Tremper won. I was like, okay. And I said, and I was shocked to hear that Matera threw with Ethan Bauerschmidt, the Penn State commit in the first game, because typically he saves him for the last game, if I remember correctly. I kind of had a feeling with the score that might have happened, but I'm like, maybe Tremper just played a really good game.
Corney takes outside for ball 1. Wait. Oh, yeah, ball 2. Scoreboard has an update out in the outfield. Cooper Menke walked his first time up. And this one's going to be
chance for double play.
Grounded second to short and to first. Double play and a much needed one for Kenosha Tremper to get 2 quick outs out of it from Guru to Bauerschmidt to Labuda at first.
Now batting for Franklin, first baseman,
I think right now if you're Franklin, though, you got to be pretty satisfied with that 7-run lead.
Oh, yeah. You know, Kenosha Tremper, they put the ball in contact like we talked about before. So, I mean,
it's going to be kind of hard, though. I mean, it's possible, but you really need to put the barrel to the ball the next few innings. First pitch taken inside for strike 1. Picorni, I think this is really all you can really give up, though. You can absolutely not give up too much after this.
Because if you start giving more runs, we're talking 3 runs away from
potential run rule.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get to the 5th inning in order for that to happen. But if Franklin keeps scoring as they do and they shut down Kenosha Tremper on offense, they could, and that would probably be the best case. And actually, no, you know, you got a day off tomorrow, so you don't got to worry about too much with using your players up. You don't have to worry about, about pitching tomorrow because you got a day off tomorrow.
Going to signal for a bunt, and that's going to be fielded by Picorni over to Jack Labuda for first. But some more damage done. 2 more runs come through in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and now it's an 8-1 ball game. The Sabres breaking the game open on Kenosha Tremper as we head to the 4th inning.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, it's an 8-1 ball game as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Kenosha Tremper really, I think they really, what was it, the 7 runs 7 out of the 8 of the runs that they've scored. I mean, it was kind of set by those errors that happened in the bottom of those second and third innings. But now they have some work to do if they want to try to secure the series dub.
Yeah, a couple score updates here. Germantown on Brookfield Central, 2-0 lead over there. Slinger up on Homestead 4-0. Whitefish Bay 2-0 over West Bend East. Now let's see here. Wisconsin Lutheran up 3-1 on Pewaukee. Oak Creek up 4-1 on Racine Case, and then Indian Trail up 1-0 on Horlick in the third inning.
And it's good that you bring up the SEC conference scores, as starting it off a ground out here to first base. Good field by Colin O'Brien. He's been pretty busy today at the dish.
Now batting for the Trojans, first baseman, number 12, Jack Labuda.
It's Popka that grounded out, as now Jack Labuda comes out with 1 out. Hasn't really been, hits haven't really been coming for Tremper here lately, as Labuda comes up to the plate, takes a ball high upstairs. Cam Lund, not really a strikeout pitcher. He hasn't struck out anybody, but he's really forcing a lot of ground outs.
Yeah,
it's like Jose Quintana, right?
Yeah, if you're not a strikeout pitcher, you just gotta rely on to have a good defense behind you, because you got a good defense behind you, probably gonna win the game, unless they just get a bunch of hits in the gap and just where the defenders are not at. But
1-1 pitch to Jack Labuda. We'll take it downstairs for ball 2. I guess bringing up the Brewers again. I don't know.
Yeah.
Their fielding's pretty good too, so for the most part. That one's grounded over to the third baseman. Ben Hefter throws it over to first, and the 5-3 ground out play that time from Hefter to Furley. And once again, 2 quick outs. That just seems like Kenosha Tremper, they just cannot put the barrel on the ball right now and get that ball out to the outfield.
Yeah.
And Franklin not really making any mistakes tonight. So quickly, 2 outs gone by in the top of the 4th inning. Ball's taken bottom of the zone for strike 1. And another key thing to watch here, Cam Lund, he's only thrown 47 pitches.
Yeah, he's in a good pitch count situation here in the 4th inning, and you can go as high as 100. So
pretty comfortable lead, as this one's going to be grounded over to Anu Lee. Oh, he just cannot pick it up. And there's going to be an error on him. The first one of the day. Pretty nice day so far for Franklin on the fielding side of things until that play. But like I said again, a 7-run lead, that's something he'll probably keep in his head for a couple minutes and just let it go right away.
Yep.
So Brady Grove reaches on an error from Anu Lee. It's a tough play to kind of field, though.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of had a hard hop on it. So now Matt Picorni will come up to the plate now for Tremper. Picorni takes inside for strike 1. This one's popped up high in the air. Sanford under it. And he makes the catch for out number 3. And not a lot of hitting going by for the Trojans. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still an 8-1 ball game. Franklin leads.
Yep.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
We head to the bottom of the 4th inning here on Zaleski Sports. Still an 8-1 ball game. Franklin leading on Kenosha Tremper. Very good one here. A pitching change here. Coach John Matera is deciding to give it a go to Micah, who will pitch on the mound now for Tremper. Matt Picorni finishes the day. 3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. It's kind of been one of those days where you just gotta let it go. If you're Micah, I mean not Micah, Picorni.
Yeah. All right, so it's one of those. Franklin, they're up 8-1. They get 3 more runs, they could potentially, and the way they've been hitting in this inning, you never know what could happen. But if you're Tremper, you haven't had a shutdown inning all day yet today. You've given up a run in almost every inning. You've given up a run in all innings so far. So this might be the inning you want to get, your shutout inning, and just try to get yourself in a better position.
Yeah, it's safe to say right now. I mean, Tremper in a pretty good. I mean, not Tremper. Franklin in a really good spot, but like I said, I mean, the decision. The decision from John Matera to give it a go to his Chase Micah, who started off in right field, moving over to the pitching role.
All right.
I guess that's kind of a signal in a way, though, in the pitcher change that they still want to compete in this game. But the pitch count was definitely getting up there for Picorni when he was on the mound. He threw 67 pitches. I mean, probably, I guess, save his arm maybe in case they want to use him for the finale.
That's 100% true.
Out of a bullpen maybe, but definitely won't get the start on Thursday, or Friday, I should say. Day off for both these teams tomorrow before, I'm not going to say rubber match yet because this game's still not over.
Yep.
I never call the game until it's really over. Even if there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th and the team is down by that much. So up to bat, Colin O'Brien, who's 0 for 1 in the day. I think he had a walk as well his first time up. He reached base both times. One was because of an error as he fouls that one off. 0-2 now on Colin O'Brien. Flying by pretty fast here, though. Chase Micah. 0-2 pitch. That one's taken right inside the zone for strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night for Colin O'Brien as he strikes out on 3 pitches.
Now batting for the favorites, shortstop number 1, Anyu Lee.
Anyu Lee will come up to the plate now. Had a big RBI single, 2 runs scored on an RBI single from Anyu Lee. Pardon me, that was the error that he scored on, that he hit the chopper to third base. He takes a big cut at that first pitch for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. And taken downstairs in the dirt. One the count on Anyu Lee. That one spikes in the dirt as well. Now we're at a 2-1 count on Lee. That one's grounded foul. Head coach Steve Drobat at third base looked like he was almost trying to make a play on it, but said, you know what, I want to save my vertical a little bit here.
Yeah, he didn't want to give it a go.
Said it's probably a good deal if I don't do it now.
That's true. That's true.
2-2 pitch. Anyu Lee lines this one to deep left center field. That's going to go over the head and bounce over for a ground rule double right to 51st Street for Anyu Lee.
You know
Hopefully
what?
No car got hit, but
he's looking for that that new stoplight on 51st over there. He's like, I'm going to put it out of function.
Yeah. Anu Lee reached on that error the last time up, but he has a double now. For a second there, I don't know why, but for a split second, I thought that was going to be gone.
Yeah.
But that one bounced right at the warning track, and it took a high bounce over the fence. I truly would feel bad if, I mean, I'm not trying to speak it into existence, but if someone's car got hit on 51st while they're moving in their car.
Watch it.
I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to take it to offense here. But 51st Street's a pretty busy road. All the people that know around the area that are watching, I mean, 51st Street's busy now because Ryan Road and around 76th and St. Martin's Road, that's pretty much closed off. So
Ryan Road's closed too now?
Yeah.
What road in Wisconsin isn't closed from construction? It seems like you can wear orange in the state, you'd blend in with Orange Barrel.
Never know. Now they're sending a couple of guys to the outfield from the Franklin team to kind of come out. Anu Lee goes to third base. The throw over is not in time. Didn't get the tag down in time as Brady Grove had the perfect throw to Swearrad, who's over at third base now. Micah, like I said, the pitcher. Chase Micah up to 10 pitches now. The 0-2 pitch with one out. Fouled out to the back screen. Franklin's got a lot of speed on the team.
That's correct. And they just showed it. Oh, I forgot to put the runner on third on the scoreboard. There we go.
Got a couple really good football players on the team, like I've mentioned many times. Including one of the best defensive players in the state, and Dominic Walters, who's a safety for Lewis Brown's squad.
He plays right behind us.
Going to be a new quarterback next year, though, as Joey Kelly had a really good run in his 3 to 4 years with the Sabres.
That's correct.
0-2 pitch again, taken high and upstairs. Obviously, I'm not going to be confirmed to know who the official starting quarterback is going to be next year, but I believe it will be Keegan Best. That's my prediction, at least for now.
Yeah.
Who's watching him from Morehouse, he's definitely got a cannon of an arm.
Yeah, that's for
Safe
sure.
to say that. 1-2 pitch. That one's grounded fair down the left field line. Anu Lee scores easily. Walter is going to second, and he has a 3-for-3 day. Picture perfect day from the Sabres cleanup hitter who's playing in left today. Make that 4 RBIs for Dominic Walters. Just the approach has been nice and easy for him. Franklin can hold on here. I mean, might have to make a case for him to be in the house tonight.
Yeah, Dominic Walters, been that type of player that's been giving it a go all day. He's been down, right, down, just going, just hitting every side of the field. He's just doing really well today. Exactly what Franklin needs, and that's another.
He's taking high and upstairs, a pass ball, and Nass goes over to third base. So now 1-0 pitch to Nass, the catcher, Tavin Nass. Takes inside for strike one. Chase Micah up to 16 pitches now as the count goes to 1-1. Walters at third. Pops this one up high in the air. And that one's going to fall out of the glove of the right fielder, Stanley. And Dominic Walters scores. I mean, if that hit the glove, that's going to be an error, right?
Let's see.
That one was up in the air for a long time. I'll tell you that. That ball had a lot of air time. And now it's a 10-1 ball game for Franklin. I'll tell you what, Peg, I did not expect this game, to get this far out of hand.
Yeah, no, this is one thing.
Franklin just keeps adding on even more to their lead every inning. And one more run. We could start talking about run rule territory next inning already.
Yeah, Franklin comes across with more run. The way they've been swinging the bats, this is 3 runs and 2 runs in this inning, so it's 1-5-2-2-2.
I'm going to signal it a base hit for Tavin Nass as The catcher, Tavanassa, will be pinch ran for now.
That was a tough play down the line. That's twice today that a ball's been hit, like kind of like right down that line of that first
Just
baseman.
hasn't been the best day for Kenosha Tremper's fielding, infield and outfield. A lot of balls have taken unlucky bounces for them, and some plays haven't really been fielded to the best of their ability. So now you look at it as a one more run for Franklin, and if Tremper can't score next inning, this game already might be over. Ball taken inside for strike one on Ben Hefter, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Hefter had a base hit early on in the game. Ball 1. 1-1 now on Ben Hefter. If you're Tremper, I mean, if they can't pull off an unbelievable comeback here, I mean, they got a huge rubber match game to really just turn it around back at home turf on Friday.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Ooh, ball's taken just low for ball 2. Franklin almost batting through their order 3 times. But I think that's just the thing. Just adding the consistency to more runs each inning for Franklin has been the story of the game, as that one's taken down low again. Ball 3, 3-1 the count. Got Dylan Hurling on deck, who also has 2 hits on the night. So Franklin can really put this thing at a 10-run lead in a heartbeat if they really wanted to. 3-1 count. Pick off the first base. Franklin's got Cameron O'Brien, the brother of Colin O'Brien. That one's going to be grounded over, a base hit to left field. Runner will hold at second base.
Wow,
Cameron O'Brien holds, but the bats for Franklin, unbelievable this inning so far.
Yeah, their bats have really just been something today.
Center fielder number 22, Dylan.
Make that 11 hits on the day for Franklin. And to keep the scoring by each inning for Franklin, they scored 1 in the first, that's when we all thought it was going to be a really good game, right?
Yeah.
And then 5 in the second inning to break the game open, and then they keep just adding a little bit more insurance runs, 2 and 2 in the third and fourth innings. So now Cameron O'Brien at second base, the pinch runner, and Ben Hefter at first base to send up Dylan Hurling, who's 2 for 2 on the night. Takes a strike inside for the first pitch of the at-bat. Hurling has 2 singles on the day. Let's take it high and upstairs for ball 1. I brought it up earlier too, but I mean, seeing how none of the top teams in this conference get swept, really it's going to make it interesting come down the stretch at the end of the season. I mean, when Tremper plays Oak Creek, that could really come down to something here at the end.
That's right.
Big swing and a miss from Dylan Hurling. Count goes to 1 and 2 now. And one of the sneaky upset teams this year, and not really competing for conference, but put a little trouble to some teams, including Franklin, was Racine Case.
Yeah, I mean,
upsetting Franklin to open up the season.
First game of the year too, and you're thinking, oh boy, what's Franklin going to look like? Because Ben Vergis obviously didn't play baseball this year, and then they've been fine ever since.
He wants to duck the house again, huh? I'm just kidding. Big swing and a miss from Dylan Hurling. First strikeout of the day for Chase Micah. And now that will send up number 24, Prescott Sanford. He had a 2 RBI single his last time up. Franklin can get one more run here. The top of the 5th inning. If Tremper doesn't score any more runs, this game's over.
Yep.
Let's take it high and upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, it's one of those games for Tremper where, you just had a really good game yesterday. Just today, the right thing just didn't. Make sure you just got to get back and be ready for Friday and try to win the series for their sake,
And Sanford lines this one to deep right field, and it's going to be caught by the right fielder Stanley. So not quite in run rule territory just yet, but it is a 10-1 ball game for Franklin as they add 2 more runs, as they just keep adding more and more as we head to the top of the 5th inning on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Back here in the top of the 5th inning, I should say, a 10-1 game. Elijah Banks a lot alongside Matt Peck. Franklin just keeps adding on and on each inning. 1 run in that first inning, 5 in the second, 2 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. That one's fouled outside, out of play. Hits the top of the Franklin State Championship banners by the student section in the football stadium.
Plenty of those here.
2006 and 2021 state champions, as this one's popped up in the air to shallow center field, and it'll be caught by the center fielder Dylan Hurling for out number 1. Like I said, Franklin, they've been fielding really nice today and really haven't given up too many hits per Tremper. But going back to that state championship banner for football, 2006 state champions and 2021 state championships. That 2001 run infamously led by star quarterback Miles Burkett. One's taken. They're going to count that pitch?
I think so.
Because he just stood there.
Looks to me that they did. Did they?
Oh,
let's see what the umpire. Let's see what the umpire says after.
One taken high and upstairs for a ball. So I don't think they counted that last one. 1-0 count on Ethan Bauerschmidt now. And taken inside for strike 1.
We're talking about conference implications here. I'll give you a huge score update here in a minute once it goes final.
Is it an SEC one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. No way.
We'll see. I'll tell you.
Ball's taken down low.
I'm just gonna give you 2 now. It just went final. An upset at Racine Horlick. Horlick takes down Kenosha Indian Trail 4-1. So that's another big conference implication that could really play with the top. So even if Tremper falls here, they're not.
Are you joking?
No, I'm being serious. Oh, it came through a game changer. 4-1 Horlick with the win.
I'm speechless after that.
That's a huge win for the Horlick program.
That's a big win for Horlick, though. One's taken inside for ball 4 as Ethan Bauerschmidt, the Penn State commit, draws a 5-pitch walk.
And that's huge even for Franklin and Tremper right here, because even Tremper loses, obviously trending that way.
Trent was 3rd coming into the day, right?
Yeah, and Tremper was 1st, so.
And Oak Creek is 2nd, and Franklin was 3rd, right?
So Trail was 4th.
So, I mean,
No, they're going to drop by even more now.
Franklin,
Because
the battle right now is really just Tremper, Franklin, and Oak Creek for conference. And the team to dethrone for the reigning title is Oak Creek right now.
And if I'm Franklin, because they got to play Trail still, they got to go at least take 2 out of 3 and to stay in that conference race. And then if you're Tremper, you got to take at least 2 or 3, even sweep Oak Creek.
Obviously, tiebreakers, I mean, it doesn't really matter because they're going to share conference either way if you won the series or not, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it plays out once that final series comes around. Let me check that real quick.
But I do think that, I mean, Franklin's going to have to pay really close attention to that final series against Oak Creek, right?
Yeah.
Or when Oak Creek plays Tremper to end the month. We might have to get one of those games on.
Kenosha, they play Indian Trail next week, Franklin.
So it's followed up to the back screen for London Stanley.
So, yeah.
The count goes to 1 and 2 now with 1 out, and Bauer Schmidt at first in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, not one on my bingo card today that Trail was going to fall to Racine Hortlick, but they did. So,
hey, credit where it's due, though, to Racine Hortlick. They played a battle. Trail probably thought they weren't going to have a chance, right? I mean, but you never know. I mean, baseball is that sport where you never know.
Kenosha, Racine Case also beat Kenosha Indian Trail a couple weeks ago, too.
Yeah.
So,
that one's lined up in the gap for a base hit to center field. It falls right in front of Hurling, and all of a sudden, Kenosha Tremper trying to wake up a little bit in the field, in the bats here. A walk and a base hit for Tremper. I'm still pretty shocked by hearing that news, though, that, I mean, Horlick, that put a pretty big divot in Indian Trail's chances to try to win conference.
yeah, it's one of those things where
I know we still got a couple more weeks to go before the playoffs start, but still, that puts a huge hole for the Trail Hawks.
And Indian Trail was definitely the favorite coming in.
Oh, yeah. They were the one team in the whole state that was ranked, and by the PBR top 25.
I think to start the year.
Any of these guys in this game ranked?
No, not this week. But if one of these two.
Nobody in the SEC is.
Yeah, nobody in the SEC is currently ranked.
That one's going to be lined to left center field in the gap. That's going to score a run or maybe 2. Oh, slipping around first is Micah, and the new pitcher Chase Micah delivers a run for Tremper. It's a 1-run single in the left center gap in between Dominic Walters and Dylan Hurling. Bauer Schmidt scored easily. Stanley advanced to third, and Chase Micah on to first base as now head coach Steve. No, that's probably, I think, the bench coach out. One of the assistants out for Franklin. Just calming down Cameron Lund a little bit here. He had a really good second, third, and fourth inning on the mound. I mean, still an 8-run lead to work with, but Tremper threatening. Tremper might have just heard us say the thing about Trail, and I was like, you know what, we got to try to build an even bigger lead here and try.
Yeah, I think they heard us, and they're like, you know what, we got to get those Lesky sports guys to shut up over there. We're sitting right next to their dugout. They're like, ooh, they got to talk. They got to stop talking.
Touchdown and a field goal for the Sabres and a safety for Tremper. Talking in football terms. Lund up to 63 pitches now. It's been a pretty good day for him so far. 4 1/3 inning, 5 hits, 2 earned run, and 2 walks. He's kind of giving me the Jose Quintana vibes, right? I mean, not a big strikeout pitcher. Looks like Franklin's going to get somebody loose in the bullpen now as the first pitch is taken outside for Solko. Going to try to pick it off at first.
It's smart that the first baseman, too, I know we didn't have it on camera, but it's smart that he came running in after the pickoff because you got to watch that third baseman. You get that ball past the first baseman, you got, another run given up easily.
Brody Charles will be warming up in the bullpen for Franklin. I think he's been one of the lockdown guys as well as that one's taken in for a strike. One of the few guys on the team that has a 0 ERA for Franklin still in the bullpen for Brody Charles. And you want to hear this infamous start from him?
What's up?
He didn't start this game, but he pitched 3 innings and gave up no runs against Muskego early on this season. Was taken down low outside.
That Muskego
2
team,
balls, 1 strikes.
That Muskego team was expected to be something special this year, and I mean, not to say that you're nowhere near the state tournament right now yet.
I mean, I think it is. I mean, it's an
interesting story there. That's for sure.
It's kind of a disappointment that you started off number 1 though and fell to 11-7. That one's going to be lined up to the left center gap for a base hit, and there you go. Another run comes through for Tremper. All of a sudden, I mean, that's why I never say it's over till it's over.
Yeah.
I mean, Tremper on a base hit from Abram Solko to that left center. They really want to attack that left center gap between Walters and Hurling. And Stanley scores on that one, and Micah advances to third.
I think this is the leash for Steve Drobot. If another hit's given up by Lund here, I think you got to look at changing the pitcher because you don't want to get this game too close. I mean, obviously if you're Tremper anyway, you want to get this game close, but Franklin,
Cameron Lund had a really good 4 innings to start this game, and all of a sudden, a couple of hits given up as Alex Popka comes up to the plate with runners on the corners and 1 out. Popka had a sac fly early on in the game. Ball's taken down low, 2-0 now. Cam Lund's pitch count up to 69 now. To pitch is grounded to right field or fly to right field. The runner will score on the tag to Sanford. He cut off the throw. Micah scores, and it's 10-4 now. 3 runs plated for Tremper in the top of the 5th inning. Not going away just yet. 2 outs, though, now. I think that's the most important part if you're Franklin. Almost said Oak Creek. But that is a pretty welcoming sight if you're Tremper, saying you're not completely out of it yet, but you're still down by 6. First pitch fouled. I think it's safe to say, though, I mean, all day long, Tremper was really just due for a breakout inning hitting. I mean, they've been making really good contact against the whole order.
That's correct.
But most of them were just grounders, and Franklin was just making really good plays on the infield and outfield. A 1 pitch to Swirad. Elijah Swirad at the plate right now.
Sounds to me he's got a pretty good game.
Taking over at third base for the new pitcher. As Elijah pops this one up to the third base side, and Ben Hefter makes the play. Tremper plates 3 to the plate, but it's still a 10-4 ball game. Franklin still has a pretty comfortable lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Back here on Zaleski Sports as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. A 10-4 ball game now from 3 runs scored in that top of that 5th inning on Cameron Lund. Tremper got a lot of base hits. They had 2 base hits and a couple pairs of walks to get the game within 6. It was a 9-run game, but I think that's the thing that Steve Drobot has to be really happy with. Building a comfortable enough lead to kind of still be kind of for now in that safe zone, but if Franklin can't get out of this inning with any runs and Tremper starts to keep their hitting going, I mean, this all of a sudden becomes a real big game.
Yeah, that's correct, Mr. Price.
Oh.
Yeah, so, that's, really, you're right about that. I mean, now Franklin's getting out. They want to take this home early, like we talked about last time. They're going to have to, barrel up a pretty good inning. But Kenosha Tremper able to come away with a couple hits last inning.
So another pitching change here for Kenosha Indian Trail. I mean, Kenosha Tremper, I should say.
Boy. Retire this guy.
John Matera is giving it go to Griffin Marshman now. I mean, he says this game's not completely out of reach yet, so actually, I mean, from the looks of it, Matera kind of cleared his bench out.
Yeah, I think
I don't see Ethan Bauerschmidt on the field no more. And I think there's a change, and the whole infield looks like there's a change.
Could be the case. Yeah, you're right.
Looks like Franklin, who's at play right now, number 4. Franklin, I think they're going with the pinch hitter as well. So it'll be interesting. I'll let that come up. But Griffin Marshman on the mound for Tremper, a 1-1 count. But, I mean, does that mean he already kind of like, I don't want to say it like this, but like unofficially conceded?
Potentially, else he's just trying to get some of the backup some time to play, given the score.
Maybe try to think more about saving your guys for Friday now, as that one's going to be grounded over to the third base side. Picked over at first for out number 1. Ground out.
Now batting for the Sabres, first baseman, number 25, Nick Furley.
Nick Furley will come up to bat. Bottom of the 5th inning. So I think Franklin's still keeping their starters in. I mean, they still need this game badly to kind of keep that pace going.
That's correct. Yep. So
ball's taken inside for a strike. Nobody wants, I mean, probably trying to save some guys from some ankle injuries. We can relate to some guys that have those issues, right?
Yeah, that's right, you know.
0-1 on Furley. So, yeah, I mean.
One thing, we'll talk about ankle injuries, and that's one thing that's tough with ankle injuries. It's tough to give it a go with ankle injuries.
This one's popped up in the air, foul. So Swearad's still at third base. Brady Groves still behind the plate. Graves will replaces the shortstop. Lentz replaces Bauerschmidt at second. Sokol replaces Labuda at first. Fra goes to the outfield, as that one's going to be a base hit for Furley to left field out to Papka. Papka started the game as the DH. Now he is playing left field. Playing center field is Lee, who was one of the pinch runners earlier. Stanley is taking out the game. And Fro out in right field. Placing Micah. So 1 out gone by here. It's taken inside for strike 1 on Colin O'Brien.
Meanwhile, stolen base for Franklin.
First base coach said, why not? We'll give it a go.
That's right.
For Nick Furley. On the count. Marshman delivers a ball downstairs. 1-1 the count on him now. Let's take it downstairs for another ball. 2 balls and 1 strike on Colin O'Brien. Coming up next for the Franklin Sabres. Like I said again, Friday they will have that series finale against Tremper. If they can hold on, it will be the rubber match.
That's right.
And then next week the Sabres will have a 3-game set against Indian Trail. I still think that's going to be a pretty good series. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Franklin gets the 2 home games on the first and third game. Tremper gets it on that Wednesday second game. This one's bounced over to third base. Making the play over to first. Runner goes to third. You're only going to get 1 play out of it to first base, but Runner Furley gets to third base. Anu Lee comes up to the plate with 2 outs. Franklin's schedule pretty simple after this game. Trail for a series next week, and then they got Horlick to round out their season.
There's going to be a game that Horlick series are going to be like breathing heavy for Franklin.
Oh yeah.
It seems like every team has faced that already when it comes to Racine Horlick. You're going to be like, "Ooh, we just got out of that game."
That's what I said about all these baseball games, right? I mean, this one's going to be line fouled out to 51st Street. Hopefully no one's car got hit. Anu Lee 1 for 2 on the night with no RBIs on the day. He had a pretty productive day at the plate. Had to double his last time up. 1-2 pitch. This one's lined. And going to get past the center fielder, Lee. Anu Lee is going to put the wheels on. He's going to stop at second base. And he's lucky enough that his right fielder, Fra, was able to cut that off. Otherwise, you're thinking either triple or if no one was getting to that ball by the time he rounds third, he's got an inside the park home run possibly. But lead back up to 7 now for Franklin, and Anu Lee with a pair of doubles in his first RBI of the night. Now coming up to bat for the Sabres, number 5, Dominic Walters.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good day, like you mentioned before.
Take a quick minute here to shout out. I mean, Franklin's hitting's been great all night. Let's take it inside for strike 1. 13 hits on the day for Steve Drobot's squad. If it wasn't for how many runs they scored, this could have still been a really good game, or close game, I should say.
That's correct.
One pitch. This one's fouled up at the back screen. And Dominic Walters 3 for 3 on the day. This dude has just been contact. 4 RBIs on the day he's responsible for. If he doesn't have those 4 RBIs, it's 7-4 game. So the man responsible for all the hits today for the Sabres, Walters, grounds this one over to the shortstop Graves. Throw over to first. Not in time. Runner Anu Lee goes to third base. He's safe. Everybody's safe. As Dominic Walters beats that out. I mean, do you call that another single?
If there was no error, yeah.
It looked like that was pretty good field, and he just beat it out.
Yep, that would be a single.
So that means Dominic Walters, Matt Peck, 4 for 4 on the day. Just seeing the ball really well.
Oh, great. You know how they're using the baseball on the field?
Yeah.
Well, just pull up on my phone, and they're...
Walters goes on the hit and run. The throw over to first. Graves fields it over to first baseman. And a good pick by Solko. A fast ball that time, as Nass wasn't able to get the hit that time. So we head to the top of the 6th inning. Franklin plates a run back, and they have a 7-run lead as we head to the top of the 6th inning on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
All right, back here for the top of the 6th inning. It's an 11-4 ball game. Franklin leads on Kenosha Tremper. Got some substitutions coming in here. So leading it off for Tremper. Brady Grove, though, one of the few remaining starters still in the game for Tremper. Grove is 1 for 2 on the night. He's the one that had the triple. That one goes right over the back screen for ball 1 over. Cameron Lund still in the game for Franklin, coming out to pitch the 6th inning. Ball 1 at the top. One taken right in the zone for strike 1. That one's also taken outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count on Grove. Grove grounds this one over to the second baseman, O'Brien. O'Brien over to first. 2 Furley for out number 1.
Now batting for Tremper.
So 1 out gone by. Now Quinn Froh, who's taking over for the pitcher Matt Picorni, will pinch hit, and he's also playing left field as well. Quinn Froh. Big swing and a miss at the first pitch. And it looks like Tremper's game changer kind of slowed down a little bit here, so.
Oh, yeah?
It says delayed. Oh, this one's going to be lined to center field, a base hit, and it gets right off of the center fielder, Dylan Hurling, and it's a hard hit base hit for Quinn Froh.
Now batting for Tremper, number 6, Quentin Graves.
Now number 6, the shortstop Quentin Graves, who's also pinch hitting, comes up to bat. Graves, that one goes down in the dirt to the back screen. Froh holds at first.
You know, it's one of those, gets by again, you know, it's one of those things. And he didn't go?
Mm-mm.
Oh, boy. Interesting on my point. I was just going to say that. I said high school's got pretty far backstops at most schools where you can pretty much run anytime the ball gets past the catcher. Now my point kind of doesn't make sense there.
1 ball, no strikes on Graves. He swings and misses at that low breaking ball pitch. One pitch is grounded right to Cameron Lund. He has a play at first, over to Furley for out number 2. The runner, Froh, advances to second base. And now that will send up number 10, Lentz, who's playing second base. Landon Lentz taking over for Ethan Bauerschmidt. I think right now, leads pretty far out of reach right now for John Matera's squad, so he wants to rest his starters for Friday. This one's popped up in the air, out of play, right on top of the football press box again.
That's right. You know, there's probably a lot of, you should probably look around up there and be like, wow.
We'll definitely be there again.
Oh, yeah.
I say, you know what, for football season, we do another one of those schedule release shows.
That's right. Do it.
So I'm not going to leak any of our games just yet.
Book it.
Speaking of schedule releases, the NFL schedule releases tonight. We're fans of Green Bay Packers, being in Wisconsin, so, I mean, half of the schedule seemed like it already got leaked.
Yeah.
One's taken inside for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Landon Lentz. What year did we do that, where we did our schedule release for football?
That was our second year.
Second year doing it when we were still with Max Preps, right? Yeah.
23-24.
This one's going to be lined up the middle for a base hit. The runner's going to hold that third base throw.
Ooh.
Oh, that ball's going to get past the backstop. Fro thought about it, but now Lentz gets to second base safely. And now some of these reserves guys getting a run for their money right now. So runners on second and third with 2 outs gone by in the top of the 6th inning.
Now batting for Tremper, number 4, Jaden Lee.
Jaden Lee will come up to the plate now. He's taking over in center. Lee grounds this one over the head of Lund. That's going to score a run. And now it's 5-11 for Tremper as Jaden Lee, a fan favorite in the Kenosha Tremper dugout. All you had to do was put a little bit of contact on it, and Cameron Lund, that one got a little over his head. I think if this one gets within reach even more, to 5-4 run lead for Franklin, you got to start going back to that bullpen again.
Yeah, definitely.
The game changer's a little delayed, but Cameron Lund, I can know that his pitch count's starting to get up there.
I'm actually a little surprised they brought him back out, because there was noticeably some hits given up last inning already.
Yeah. Griffin Marshman, the pitcher, will come up to bat now. Now it's a 5-11 ball game. That one hits him.
Oh boy!
And now the bases are loaded, and I can kind of sense a potential mound visit coming here for Steve Drobot. Maybe.
He's staying there for now.
Because if you clear the bases here, Matt Peck, this is a 3-run game.
Yeah, say he gets it over the wall, you're in a save situation.
And yeah, it looks like Steve Drobot's coming out. This might be the end of the day for Cameron Lund. Came into the day with a .81 ERA. Not the best start of the season for Cameron Lund. He had 5 runs.
He had a pretty good start up until last inning or two. He started getting up a couple more hits.
He's still up for the win right now as long as
they stay in the lead. He'll get the win.
They can keep the lead here, which their hitting has done an amazing job to keep themselves afloat throughout the whole entire game.
Now pitcher for the Sabres, number 6, Ben Hefter.
Now they're going to send Ben Hefter on the mound now for the Sabres. Hefter started off at third base. Now he'll move over to the pitching role. Let's take a look here at Ben Hefter's stats. Pitching. He's pitched 5 innings this year. He's also got a 0 ERA, but only 5 innings pitched. Big relief guy. Started 1 game this season. Hasn't walked anybody, struck out 7, so he's a big strikeout pitcher in those 5 appearances. And I think this is the guy you want for Franklin if you want just to be safe out of the bullpen as well. It looked like for a minute there, they're going to have, what was it? Looked like for a minute they were going to have Brody Charles. I mean, he was the one getting loose for the longest time in the bullpen come into the game, but
this is kind of peak danger if you talk about it with me, because you give up another hit here.
That could make it a 4-run game.
Especially you put it in the gap. It could be 11-8, and you're at a 3-run game, and
it's got to start thinking about a save situation.
And yeah, if it gets to 3
but
runs.
If you're John Matera, I mean, you're looking at this like your bench guys are putting your team back into this game. And that's like the beauty of this sport, right? I mean, never know when your opportunity could come up, and now, Tremper is going to get a chance right now with the current pitcher, Griffin Marshman, to try to put this game back, put the Tremper Trojans right back into this game. So Hefter takes over. First pitch outside for ball 1. And in this situation, I mean, you don't want to walk any people either because that just keeps the train rolling.
Yeah, you don't want to.
And this one's going to be grounded to shortstop. Good play by Onyu Lee to potentially save 1 to 2 runs right there. But a quick, small threat from Tremper and only 1 run out of it. We had to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still a 6-run lead for the Sabres on Zaleski
The biggest
Sports.
name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Back up for the bottom of the 6th inning here. We got an 11-5 ball game with the Franklin Sabres lead. I think they have a lot of had enough runs here tonight so far that they really didn't need to worry too much on the mound. Score stays 11-5 now. A lot of scoring going on. We had the bottom of the 6th inning. Final stretch of the ball game. I mean,
yeah.
I think the way Tremper was hitting last inning, you never know, but
that's correct.
Franklin, if they can hold on here, this is a huge win for them for the conference implications. Do you have a score update for us from the Oak Creek Case game?
Let's just say it's inching closer there in Case. It's 6-4 Oak Creek now, but Case has bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th.
Who's pitching for Oak Creek right now?
Mills.
How many outs?
2 outs.
Ooh. Keep us updated with that game. Know the fans that are watching for Franklin's sake and maybe even Tremper's sake. This one's hit hard and deep to left field. That's going to bounce right over for a ground rule double. And a pair of ground rule doubles for the Sabres. Ben Hefter. That one went all the way to the warning track. One was a few feet of the way from making this one a 12-5 game, just like that.
If I recall, he had a hit like that earlier, too.
Yeah, Onyu Lee had one like that. So Franklin will send up Dylan Hurling to the plate now. 15, I think game changer that stopped her around the 5th inning, but I think Franklin has around 15 to 16 hits now.
Wow.
Bats have not been shy today. Hurling's going to signal for the bunt, and he's going to foul it off that first base side. I think for every sport that we've done Franklin for, they've at least had 1 win, right?
Yeah, definitely. That definitely sounds familiar.
Now I'm going to think all the way back to when we did boys volleyball in the fall. Did they win that game against Mukwanago?
Yeah, I think so.
That was a good game, too, for volleyball.
Yeah.
This one's going to be a bunt down the ground here. Seward going to field it over to first. What a play. Onyu Lee advances. I mean, not Onyu Lee. Ben Hefter advances to third base.
Just able to get that play over there,
That was a good bunt from Hurling, but even better play from Elijah Searwad. Way to represent the name, kid.
Yeah, that's right.
1 out gone by in the bottom of the 6th. Prescott Sanford comes up to the plate once again. It's fouled to the back screen for the first one. Franklin's, I mean, their back screen pretty high.
That's right.
Prescott Sanford with a 2 RBI hit early on in the game. One taken low and downstairs for ball 1, 1-1 on Sanford. pitch. Taken right outside for ball 2. Nothing new in that Oak Creek Case game?
Got out of it.
Wow.
It was a ground out over there.
That one's going to be grounded over for a base hit, and the run will score off of it from Prescott Sanford. Have a day, kid. 3 RBIs and 2 base hits for Prescott Sanford, and now the lead goes up to 12-5. And Franklin, I mean, just keep on mashing, right?
That's right.
1 out gun by in Sanford. I mean, Franklin, I mean, they're not playing no games here. They're not pulling anybody out this game. They want to be able to secure it. Menke comes out to the plate now, the designated hitter. Or I should say he's out in the outfield now. Or no, correction, he is still the designated hitter. Takes inside for strike 2. 1-2 the count on Menke. I think if there was that scenario where Oak Creek would have lost, that would have helped Franklin even more.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think that would have put him up at second. One's taken down low for ball 1.
Well, the game's not over there yet. Like we're seeing Case. It's only the 7th inning now, so, I mean.
Case is going to have one more chance at it, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. And I mean,
that's what I said. I mean, Case, they're the sneaky team.
They're the sneaky team
that can really pull upsets on teams.
Yeah, and they can just ruin conference implications.
This one fouled off the leg of Menke.
You go against the wrong pitcher from Case, you could be in trouble in a playoff game if you come to that situation. Right now, I can't tell you who'd be 1 seed. This sectional is so undecided right now. I mean, like legitimately, this Franklin Sabres team right here or this Kenosha Tremper team could still get the 1 seed. As crazy as that sounds. They could. I mean, they're both all in it. And Union Grove.
One's fouled off the back screen again. The count's still 1-2.
I mean, it's just one of those situations where the sectionals are such a toss-up. It's gonna come down to whoever plays the best that day at the 4 remaining teams.
I think it comes to whoever's hot going into it, too.
And you're gonna probably see some team in that section, like South Milwaukee made that sectional last year, the Final Four, and they were like not even close to being here. South Milwaukee came in this stadium last year in the regional final and won a year ago, too. So they did some good things off the end.
1-2 pitch is grounded, fair ball to that left field side. Sanford's going to take a huge lead at second and hold that second base, and another base hit for Cooper Menke.
Now batting for Franklin, first baseman, number 25,
Nick Furley back to the top of the order now. I mean, Franklin, at this point, they're just rotating all around here. As if we come to that scenario where Franklin, like let's say, for example, Furley hits a home run here, the game would be over. For the 10-run rule's sake. It's a balk on the pitcher. Well, what do you say?
He started and then he stepped off. So, yeah, that would be a balk.
Griffin Marshman, yep. So, Sanford and Menke advance to second and third base. Base hit can make this a 14-5 game. That one's taken down in the dirt for ball 1 on Nick Furley.
That one gets away.
He's going to get away from him. Runner's going to come to the plate, and he's going to be safe. Runner from second gets to third. Sanford scores. Menke over to third base, and it's a 13-5 game now. Got away from the catcher. That was on the pitch, was it?
Yep.
So 2 balls and no strikes now on Furley. That one's going to scoop the dirt again and get behind. The runner's going to come to plate and score again, and it's 14-5 now with one more run. That could end this game for the Sabres. It's been kind of a disaster all game long for Tremper in the infield.
Well, yeah, especially as of late. I mean, early on, the first inning, second inning, they were doing pretty well. It was just that error with 2 outs is what kind of like just flew the game open for Franklin.
Kind of opened the floodgates for Franklin to get 5 runs in that second. Was taken outside for ball 4, and now essentially the winning run is on first with 1 out. Get to put that term into implication now that they just need one more run to
We've already had a game.
run rule.
We've already had a game end by 9 runs this year.
What was that?
That was the Eau Claire Memorial Arrowhead.
Oh, yeah.
A couple weeks ago over at the Dock Count Stadium.
I was actually pretty surprised by that.
Yeah, Eau Claire Memorial was a ranked. I don't think they're ranked no more, but.
Oh, that hits the
wow.
top of the head of Colin O'Brien. That's going to sting
like
a little bit. Yep. Kind of reminds me of one of the players we had in our Pony League team a couple of games ago.
Yeah, you know, he got hit. This kid got hit right on the back of the neck.
Yeah,
that's. The Pony League game, it was just on the top of the helmet. That doesn't hurt too much, but he got hit like in the back of the neck. And I bet this ball was coming a little bit faster than in that game. So, I mean.
So, Hurley advances to second and Colin O'Brien to first. Winning run at second base to send up. I think we got a pinch hitter here for the Sabres. Base hit could end this game if it gets far enough to the outfield. Playing Sweet Escape by Gwen Stefani for the walk up. What number is that?
That is number 13.
So the pinch hitter will be Cameron O'Brien, who pinch ran earlier in the game. Cameron O'Brien pinch hitting for Anu Lee. That one's down in the dirt for ball 1. Let's take it inside for strike 1. After this, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. After this game, we'll go down to the field and interview our Nasonville Dairy post-game highlight house player of the game as well as the winning coach. Let's take it inside for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cameron O'Brien. Be a really big win for Franklin too. Coming off of 2 straight losses on the 3-4 loss up in Kaukauna on Saturday and a 1-6 loss against Tremper yesterday.
Yeah, that loss for Franklin and Kaukauna was heartbreaking for their sake. I think they led 3-1 going into the 7th inning. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Kaukana's there were a couple of errors by Franklin before Kaukauna won on a sac fly. So
that game, I mean,
that was a kind of a game that if Franklin would have won that game, I think they might have been ranked this week.
Lusky Sports, we don't cover that team up north, right?
No, that game's
not for
Kaukauna
for baseball.
Yeah, because that game definitely would have been on.
That one's going to be lined to left field. They're going to send the runner around third. No, they're going to hold him at third base and a base hit for Cameron O'Brien. So now the winning run is 90 feet away from closing the game out in a run rule fashion, which is definitely a great way to close it out if Franklin can do it. Now number 8 coming up to the plate. That's Sam Munch coming up to the plate now for the Sabres.
And
that one's taken down out inside for
news out of New Berlin.
Strike 1.
News out of New Berlin. New Berlin Eisenhower clinches their first Woodland West title since 2012. I mean, they had a first-year head coach too. I mean, the assistant came over and took over the team this year, and I mean, that's quite. I don't think they've lost in the conference yet. I mean, that is just a heck of a run for New Berlin Eisenhower so far this year. We thought they were good last year.
They lost one of their premier players at first base. What was it? I only remember because he goes to our college as well. Austin Drana, the first baseman. They'll lose a couple players too.
Cal Schneider throwing a gem over there this year too. Over there, New Berlin Eisenhower. I mean, they're just playing really.
So no balls, 2 strikes on Munch. Munch fouls it off on the 0-2 pitch. Oh, 2 pitch coming. Grant Marshman. Munch strikes out swinging. Got Hurley at third base, the winning run. Now it's 2 outs gone by in the bottom of the 6th. It's taken outside for ball one on Brady Bardosi. 1-0 pitch on Bardosi. This one's going to be lined to left field, a base hit, and the Sabres have tied the series up on a 15-5 run rule win. And this series is tied, and we will have a rubber match on Friday at Kenosha Tremper. 15-5 once again is the final. Franklin defeats Tremper, and we will be right back for the Nasonville Dairy postgame show with head coach Steve Drobot, and our Highlight House player of the game likely going to be Dominic Walters, who went 4 for 4 today on the bags.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you. Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you. Good day, my name is Ken Hyman and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Make it nice and easy right next to the camera right here. All right, back here for the Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Fresh cheese curds made daily at NasonvilleDairy.com. We're joined right now by the victorious Franklin Sabres. We're going to start right now with head coach Steve Drobot. Steve, I mean, it looked like there was a lot of fireworks today on the offensive end. Just talk about what you liked on the approach from your team today.
Well, we kept it simple, right? Short and sweet, get the barrel on the ball, and good things are going to happen. You put the ball in play, you hit it hard. You hope you get base runners on it, you can produce some runs. We did that at a high rate today, and I hope we can continue that going on throughout the week here.
Kenosha Tremper, I mean, they're a really good team. They really battled hard that first game. Was it 6-1 the first game? You guys fell, and then you guys battled back here. How important is that game on Friday going to be in that big rubber match game back in Tremper?
Yeah, it's a big game for conference implications, but there's also another 2 weeks of big games. So, yeah, it is a big game, but also we got a lot more after that. But we play it one at a time. That's our next one up. So we'll focus on that. Yeah, they're a really good, strong team, really well coached. They play hard. They got some really good pitching and defense. So we got to come ready to play, or they'll take advantage of any mistakes we make and make us pay. So we got to play good baseball Friday if we want to have a chance at winning this series.
And a big thing I want to let you know before you guys, before I let you go, Indian Trail lost to Horlick today, 4-1.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a big conference implications game.
Well, all the teams in our conference can play this year. You don't count anybody out. We know that anybody can beat anybody, and that's what makes the conference really great because it's strong. You know, all the teams at the top are going to be battling each other, and those other teams that are maybe on paper don't look like they have a great record, they can beat anybody any day of the week. And Horlick's one of those teams. We know that firsthand.
Thank you for your time, Coach. Good luck. We're joined right now by our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game, Dominic Walters. You may be a star on the field over across the street from there, but you went 4 for 4 across here today. Just talk about your approach at the plate, staying disciplined.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it simple, just going up there, just trying to put the bat on the ball, not do too much. But it's not about me. This is a team effort. I mean, we put together, I don't know how many hits, 13, 14, something like that. But I mean, after a game like yesterday, we came back and I think we changed our approach at the plate as a team well, and I mean, putting up 15 runs in a game, especially a team against Kenosha Tremper. I mean, it's just a great day to play by all of us.
What's it going to take for you guys? I know you guys got a really big stretch coming up with Tremper and then Indian Trail. Just try to keep the guys together and keep them going the rest of the way before you guys ramp up for the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Just taking it day by day, I think, is the way to go. This is a good win, but you got to get back tomorrow and have a good practice and keep it going on Friday to win the series, and then just carry it over to the next week. We just got to take it one day at a time, and I think good things will happen after that.
All right, you remember what to do? So you're going to look at the camera right there, and then you're going to say, I'm Dominic Walters, and I'm in the house. I'll count you down from 3, 2, 1.
All right, sounds good.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Dominic Walters, and I'm in the house.
All right, sounds good. Perfect. Great game, guys. We'll see you guys around soon.
Hey, thanks a lot for coming. Matt, thank you.
All right, that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen, here for our game tonight here from Franklin High School. 15-5, Franklin defeats Kenosha Tremper. I get those two mixed up a lot. It's a run rule finish in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a rubber match between those two teams on Friday night at 4:30. You could track that game on Game Changer. But for us here on Zaleski Sports, our next game will probably be Saturday, Whitefish Bay against Matt Peck. Remind me who it was again? Menominee Falls against Whitefish Bay on Saturday, and then Greater Metro Conference and North Shore battle. But that'll do it for us here on Zaleski Sports. I'm Elijah Vanks a lot, and that's Matt Peck producing behind the camera. Signing off here on Zaleski Sports. We'll see you then on Saturday.